The Galactic Council chamber fell silent when Earth's delegation entered. Ambassador Marcus Reed could feel their judgment, crystalline eyes, metallic sensors, and evolved consciousness all converging on humanity with something between pity and contempt. "Your species shows remarkable promise," began Sovereign Kreltox, his four-armed frame towering over the conference table. "However, your psychological profile remains concerning. You are plagued by primitive fears. Darkness. Unknown spaces. Predators. These are evolutionary remnants that bind you to your past." The other delegates nodded in agreement. The Zithians, the Verdants, the Mechanical Collective, all superior civilizations that had evolved beyond such base instincts. They had conquered the void through logic and science. Humans, they believed, would forever be handicapped by their ancient terrors. Marcus listened patiently. He had heard this before. Humanity's irrationality had been a point of discussion since first contact. The galaxy's advanced species saw humans as children, brilliant perhaps, but fundamentally flawed. "We propose a period of restricted expansion," Kreltox continued. "Humans will be limited to systems within established territories. For your own protection, of course." Marcus stood slowly. "I respectfully disagree with your assessment. But perhaps we should test your theory." 3 months later, a distress signal emanated from the Obsidian Sector, an unexplored region of space marked by something unprecedented in galactic history. An entire expedition of advanced species had vanished without explanation. Ships, stations, research vessels, all gone. The darkness there was absolute, and nothing that entered had returned. The Council was paralyzed by fear. They established a perimeter and declared the sector forbidden. The unknown was too dangerous. Their logic had failed them, their science offered no answers, and they retreated to safer stars. Then humanity responded. Marcus arrived at the sector's edge with 3 battle cruisers and a military contingent led by Colonel Diana Torres. Unlike the other species, humans didn't approach with caution and scientific instruments. They approached like predators entering a dark forest, afraid, yes, but ready. Because humans had always faced the dark. "We're going in," Torres announced, and the ships entered the void. What they found defied the Council's understanding. The sector wasn't empty, it was occupied. An ancient entity dwelled there, something vast and incomprehensible, neither fully sentient nor entirely mechanical. It fed on fear itself, growing stronger as civilizations detected it and retreated in terror. The darkness was its medium, and it had learned that advanced species would abandon regions saturated with uncertainty. But humans had evolved in darkness. They had faced predators in shadows, navigated forests without light, and survived on a planet where night covered half the world for billions of years. Fear of the dark wasn't a flaw, it was a teacher. It had made them cautious, strategic, and most importantly, it had made them adaptable. Colonel Torres and her team did what no other species would consider. Instead of fighting the entity with weapons, they entered deeper into the darkness. They moved through the black without the technological aids that other species relied upon. They used old methods, instinct, whispers, coordinated movement in absolute nothingness. They hunted. For the first time in eons, the entity encountered a species that didn't panic in the dark. Humans didn't retreat from shadows, they thrived in them. Torres's team moved through the void like ancient apex predators, their fear transformed into focus, their primitive instincts becoming lethal precision. The entity, accustomed to civilizations that fled from uncertainty, found itself facing a species for whom darkness was home. Within hours, the threat was neutralized. When Marcus returned to the Galactic Council chamber, the atmosphere had shifted dramatically. The assembled delegates stared at him with something new in their expressions, not pity, but recognition. Perhaps fear. "Your species possesses capabilities we did not anticipate," Kreltox said carefully. Marcus smiled. "You mistook our fear for weakness. You didn't understand that we thrive where others perish. Humans don't fear the dark because we run from it. We fear it because we understand it. And we've learned to master it." He paused, letting his words settle. The galaxy was wrong to pity us. Perhaps it should have been learning from us instead. The council members exchanged glances. In that moment, they realized the truth: humanity's ancient terrors weren't limitations. They were weapons, honed across millennia, evolved into something the galaxy's advanced species had abandoned long ago. And now, those weapons were pointed outward.